the 1990 Collectors.
Jackson just made my collection because Bo knows baseball.
Will Clark, his lumber is lethal. Mitchell Grace, Mattingly, power hitter.
I like the guys I like, you know?
Canseco, man can smash the ball a mile.
Each sold separately, now with a rookie card. Starting lineup 1990, the Collector's Choice.
They're totally fresh.
They're slamming. They're jamming. They're bad.
The ones shown in that video, I have two of them. I have the Mattingly and the Bo Jackson. I don't have the rest of those that were showed in that promo. But nonetheless, we're doing a little baseball today. We've covered all four sports. We started with baseball. We'll finish up with baseball.
All right. Before you do that, I was poking around in the toy website while that was playing. I want to see what year Bonds was a rookie. Yeah, this is not a Barry Bonds rookie card. I was going to say this is insanely cheap for what I thought might have been a Barry Bonds rookie card. And as it turns out, it's not. It would have been his second year for 1987.
I was going to say, I think 86 is.
Yeah, 86 was his rookie year. This is an 87 PSA 8 Barry Bonds card. $22 for a PSA 8. I mean, like, I feel like I'm stealing money if I don't get that. So, like, and I would actually like a Barry Bonds rookie card because he's the greatest ball player I've ever seen.
You are a big Barry Bonds fan, I have to say. And I will say this. I remember the last season Shea Stadium was open. And yeah, they were moving to a new stadium, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen Barry Bonds in person. There was a night where it worked. I'm like, I'm going out to Shea one last time. So, because I had never seen Bonds in person before. He was one of those guys I want to be able to say, I watched him take a few at bats.
I'm going to really piss people off with this take, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Now that Willie Mays is no longer with us, Barry Bonds is our greatest living ball player.
Hey.
Nobody wants to say it because everybody loves Willie Mays, and nobody wants to give Barry Bonds his flowers because of the steroids. I don't care. He's the best ball player I've ever seen. He's the best. He is the best living baseball player who's living. That's how that works, right? The best living baseball player who's living. He is our greatest living ball player.
And defensively, obviously the offense is there. I mean, both his time with the Pirates and his time with the Giants. I mean, you're not going to get, it's funny because normally you won't get an argument out of anybody in the Bay Area of anything that's pro Bonds. Everybody loves Barry Bonds here, but the grave still is a little soft from being, dug for Willie Mays before I think they would, make that statement. But I agree. I think of whoever's still alive, he is the greatest living ball player that at least I've seen.
We've settled the debate.
There we go.
No need to argue it anymore.
No need. You know what? It just, we're going to call it a day here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And
no, we still got to guess the figure.
That's right. I was about to wrap it up on that note. I'm glad we didn't. Let's get the figure 5 bet going. On that note, it's a baseball player, Jared.
Is it Barry Bonds? No, I'm just kidding.
Though I do have one that's unopened downstairs, so he is a possibility. Not today.
Well, that's good to know for future reference. Is this player in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
This player is not in the Hall of Fame.
All right, very good. Very good. Is this player not in the Baseball Hall of Fame because of a link to performance-enhancing drugs?
People would make that assumption, yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Did this player ever win an MVP?
Did this player ever win a MVP? He won. No, he never. He won a batting title, and he won TSN's Major League Player of the Year for 1 year, but no MVP.
A batting title.
In the early 90s, he won his batting title.
Right.
Two to go.
Did this player ever win a World Series?
This player won 1 World Series. One to go.
I'm actually stumped. So
I promise you still got one more question to figure it out. But I do promise you that if you don't get it right, you're going to be mad that you didn't get it.
Oh, well. Oh, man. Way to raise the pressure there.
Big question here. You got to try and...
You said he won a World Series.
He won one.
Yeah, let me try to...
Can't give you the year, obviously.
No, of course not. Not the Hall of Fame. Problem is that by this point, I usually have narrowed it down to a player or two, and then I tailor the last question around whoever that might be. I don't even have a guess right now. So, which is weird because you know how I am with the steroid guys.
I mean, usually you're burning your last question on, is it so-and-so? You're not even using it as a narrow down. So here we go. Trying to see if there's anything I could throw out. He was a 9-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger.
All right, let me ask this question. Is this player dead or alive?
He is alive.
Okay.
He is 55 and 247 days.
That's oddly specific, but okay.
I have the baseball reference page open.
All right. So that actually is a nice piece of information because, all right, when he was 35, that was 2004. So he was probably still playing then. It was almost certainly playing in 1994 when he was 25. So now just got to think of all these random World Series teams. The Yankees had a bunch of them, but I don't know that they necessarily had a guy who was on.
I'll say this. It's not a Yankee.
No. Well, was never a Yankee at any point.
He was, but not in the area you're thinking.
Right. I actually have a guess.
Okay.
Is it Gary Sheffield?
Way to pull that out of your butt. There it is, Gary.
Yes. Yes. Let's fucking go.
I knew you were going to be mad if you did not get that. Because this is a guy we talked about on the show. We just had the Barry Bonds discussion, so I was thinking maybe that would trigger your brain a little bit too. But yeah, we talked about Sheffield on the show last week. Here he is, pitcher 1994 Marlins edition, of course, wins the World Series with the 97 Marlins. So yeah, and he won the batting title in 92 as a member of the Padres. Now, I was almost going to give you the hint I was going to give was that he played outfield, third base, and shortstop. But I thought the shortstop might throw you off a little bit because I don't remember Sheffield playing a lot of shortstop. I remember him playing outfield and third base. I don't remember him playing short. Good job, Jack. All right. First things up, always got to look at the card. And the card and the pose are almost identical, which I love. So there you see the Gary Sheffield typical starting lineup card there. That's before they just started, just slapping their logo on like a top stadium club card. So yeah, here we go. Gary Sheffield. And there he is on top of the card. As you can see, the pose pretty close there. He's a little bit earlier in the swing on the figure, but nonetheless, pretty much matches up real good. We got Sheffield on the back, that sharp teal and black. And I'm glad we got to open this one. We tried to open this one once in the past, and that didn't work. But there's the Marlins helmet. Very happy we got to add this one to the collection today.
Yeah, I wish for your sake the bat wasn't crooked.
I
guess that's going to happen after being in the package for 20-something years.
I understand with these, these are more for fun for me. And it's not like mint, of course, because the bat's a little bent. And if I pull out, my baseball ones, you'll see a lot of ones that have bent bats that look like something else. So we'll keep them off the screen. But nonetheless, it's just part of the deal. I mean, I'm not a keep them in the box guy. I like to take them out, hold them, display them, all that good stuff. And I certainly don't have the space to display them in boxes. So I don't mind a little bent bat. Take that as you will.
I wasn't going to go say anything, but so I won't.
So so related to that, let's take a look at the starting lineup studio audience for today. I figured let's do an AL East vibe because Jorge Posada got out of the box last week. So going left to right, we got a 1994 John Olerud. As you can see, he's got a bent bat there. We got Pedro Martinez from the 1999 series. And then the infamous Cal Ripken one that I purposely have hidden the black bat that he's holding back there because it looks like something else. So there he is in the back, 1995 edition. There's Posada. And then in the front, one of the first guys we ever unboxed here on Rip and Riff is Fred McGriff, 1998 edition there with the Devil Rays. So I guess we'll have to do an NL East edition now with Gary Sheffield joining the audience next week. So maybe we'll do a little NL East.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. We definitely would like to celebrate some of these careers, including Sheffield. I think it's bullshit he's not in the Hall of Fame. It's just classic. There's vague, alleged allegations and ties to performance-enhancing drugs with Sheffield that we're going to selectively enforce, but we're going to ignore David Ortiz being on the 2003 New York Times list.
And I know
we're just going to retroactively issue him a pardon.
And I know he played 22 seasons. Some people be like, oh, compiler. But it's like, listen, up until his last year with the Yankees, and then he had the 2 years with Detroit and finished with the Mets, he was an absolute contributor to the Yankees, the Marlins, the Dodgers, the Padres, like obviously the Brewers were started. Like he was an impact player right up until like through 18 years. So I don't want, he's a Hall of Famer to me for sure. And frankly, I don't want to be the guy that tells Gary Sheffield that he's not a Hall of Famer because he could probably still beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. We love Gary Sheffield on this show.
Gary, come rip some packs with us. It'll be a good time.